Biennale is a portrait of a country in its current conditions. It's a polyphonic work between the Architectural Biennale, the Dance, Theatre and Music and Cinema Biennale. So it's properly a collaboration across multiple departments of the Biennale in order to represent the current status of the country. What is important to clarify is that the exhibition, Italy is taken as a sort of paradigm of current conditions that are common to other countries in Europe. But the difference probably is that some conditions are more acute in Italy, so that makes it the perfect paradigm to talk about common conditions. In preparation for the exhibition, we sort of collected data about multiple subjects, such as the economy of the architectural market. And in a way, already from those graphs, our hypotheses were kind of proved by, for example, showing that Italy normally presents very extreme conditions for example, the market of architects or the ratio between inhabitants and architects in multiple countries in the world. If you see the graph that we shared a few months ago, China is of course at first, and then Europe is all at the bottom of the graph, and then Italy is the very last point. I mean, this is not a trial to a country, but it's of course interesting to look into a country where conditions are a bit more extreme than in other countries. The exhibition is organized like a scan, so a series of progressive sections that starts from Northern Africa to the Alps, so basically from Africa across the Mediterranean and then to Europe. And the scan, or the progressive sections, are made of 41 architectural case studies, so 41 investigations for 41 different places. As you move through the exhibition, basically, you start from the south and you end up to the north. There is a device, a scenographic device, that is the Tabula Peutingeriana. It's a representation of the Roman Empire from the 5th century after Christ, that the original version basically takes in consideration, goes from Scotland to India, and it's a beautiful map because it doesn't show political borders, it's just a network. Of this map we took the crop of Italy, and we sort of magnified and turned it into a huge curtain that follows the exhibition from the beginning to the end. It's a very familiar representation because the same locations that are basically the subject of the scan are represented also on the map. So the idea to organize everything through sections was also to deliver this kind of schizophrenic complexity. The fact that we organize them geographically is to basically allow a sort of very unexpected combination, differently from a standard exhibition where you have a chamber dedicated to each subject. The geographic organization allows to have different topics basically collapsing or colliding one to each other, such as you would find when you travel through a real territory. The exhibition is a method more than anything. This idea of the scanning through the country, selecting case studies, selecting, let's say, another way to represent the case studies, in this case provided by the cinematography, by the movies, it's a method that can be applied also elsewhere. So it's a challenge to the format, but it's also a method in a way.